Community connections, CKMS. Local sounds, thoughts, passions, and success. Celebrate local, your neighbor's got a story to tell. Community connections, CKMS.
Happy Christmas, Waterloo Region. It is the 19th of December. Not quite winter yet, but it's coming up to us in a couple of days, although you can't tell by all the snow on the ground. And we've got some Christmas celebrations for you today. We've got Brian, Chris, and Chris Collins in the studio to do a live, on-air, in-studio Christmas concert performance.
Christmas time, it's the best time of the year. It's Christmas time, time to spread a little cheer. Gingerbread houses, horses pulling sleighs, warm cups of cocoa and snowy winter days. Presents under the tree, time with family, twinkling lights everywhere, always best when we share. Christmas time, it's the best time of the year. It's Christmas time, time to spread a little cheer. Decorating the tree, making Santa cookies, caroling outside, snowball fights, it's time to hide, tobogganing down the hill, hug and kiss Grandma Lil, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, Santa Claus is finally here. It's Christmas time, it's the best time of the year. It's Christmas time, time to spread a little cheer. Making snowmen with friends, adults eggnog in the den, children playing all together, wish this time was forever. Everything's red and green, Jesus' nativity scene, listening to Christmas songs, partying all night long. It's Christmas time, it's the best time of the year. It's Christmas time, time to spread a little cheer. Kissing under mistletoe, making angels in the snow, hanging up the Christmas wreath, candy cane stuck in your teeth, freezing in the North Pole. Saint Nick has just one goal, help the elves to make the toys, just for all you girls and boys. It's Christmas time, it's the best time of the year. It's Christmas time, time to spread a little cheer. It's Christmas time, it's the best time of the year. It's Christmas time, time to spread a little cheer. It's Christmas time.
It's wonderful to hear that live, in studio, on air, in person. Welcome to CKMS Community Connections. Brian, Chris. Brian, Chris, and Chris Collins. That's going to cause me some confusion throughout the hour, I think.
Yeah.
So welcome. This is your first song, first one that you've composed.
It's the first Christmas song that I ever composed. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got some other stuff out there, don't you?
Yeah, I have a couple songs that are out there, but I just released a Christmas album, and that's what we're playing today.
Yeah.
And I have a song called Now or Never that's out, and Chris helped me with that one as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's the producer. He does all the behind the scenes
the accompaniment here today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And this being your first Christmas song, how's it been received? Because we had this last year. You actually provided It's Christmas Time to us for last Christmas.
Yeah.
And so we've been playing it for, just through December actually, but since last year.
Yeah.
And received, I think, at least from the station.
Yeah. So pretty cool. My wife actually wrote a book. I mean, she did the illustrations, and we did a book here.
Uh-huh.
You guys can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we've been selling that book at local markets, and it's been quite a big hit. People are really gathering and like listening to the story, and I just wanted. She called me, like how it all began was she called me the Grinch because I didn't celebrate Christmas in November, and I was like, well,
You wait until December the 1st before the
Yeah,
lights go
yeah,
up. Huh?
yeah.
Good for
And,
you.
yeah.
Good for you, darn it.
Yeah, and so she said, so I said, I'm just going to make a Christmas song and prove her kind of wrong. And so I just came up with this Christmas song, and the chorus came to me, best time of the year, spread a little cheer, and I just wanted to spread some cheer.
Yeah, you got it. How long did it take you? How much of a lead time did you need to get this out before Christmas?
Well, like this song to write, you mean?
To write it, to produce it, to...
Well, to write was about 15 minutes. But
Really?
Yeah. I just came up with it really
man.
quick. And then to actually get produced I actually wrote it in 2018, I believe.
Wow,
So
okay.
it's been some time, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I thought it was a new song last year when you got it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, like I wrote it a while ago, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you've got it. And,
No, I needed, because I never found someone like Chris to properly bring the sound. Well, Amanda McDonald, she does the recording of it. But I never found someone like that. And
and the book you've got,
yeah.
that's just the lyrics of the song?
Yeah, so it's the lyrics of the song. So she does like a illustration to each of the lyrics.
Okay.
And you can open it a bit.
Let's have a look just
And then
randomly in the middle of the
Yeah.
book here someplace.
Yeah, so she does a great job with the blue and
Yeah.
snowflakes and everything, and then she has a activity because she's a teacher, so she has a activity booklet at the end, and it's like
Oh, let's have a look at the
so
end.
you can do a checklist and get all the things that you do during Christmas.
Oh, so really handy for
Yeah.
other teachers who might want to put on some Christmas programming for their
Absolutely,
students.
yeah.
Excellent.
And Christmas, like we were hearing earlier, Christmas spirit. We're not spending time with family these days. It's not as much. Christmas spirit, it's not that it's dying, but I felt like it was a little bit, so I wanted to do my part to bring up the spirit again. Yeah.
And about time you got some new Christmas music.
Yeah.
You can only take so much Rudolph.
Yeah. I love Rudolph, but yeah.
Yeah. And Chris, how long have you been working with Brian?
I think we met early in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
Last year, right?
Last year,
Last year in like April or May, he brought me that Now or Never track and a couple others that he was taking to Nashville with him.
Oh, okay.
And he just approached me. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go get famous in Nashville."
Yeah.
And so he came to my studio and he showed me. He plucked them out for me, and we figured out how they should sound and produce them. And that,
So
I believe that song's been played on the radio a couple times too, or something.
So you weren't on the accompanist on the original?
No, I wasn't on
no?
this Christmas song that was
No.
out last year, but now I've learned to play it for this.
Yeah. and good for you. Thanks for coming in
of
as well.
course.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
So Nashville, is the big time.
Yeah.
How'd you get to Nashville?
Well, it's every songwriter's dream to go to Nashville and see what you can do. And my dad took me, and I actually got to play live on stage, and I played that Now or Never song and got a bunch of high fives and people telling me to keep going. And it was really cool. It's wild. Have you ever been?
I've never been to Nashville. No.
It's wild. There's like
I
a
know
whole strip of bars, and there's 3 levels to each, and it's live music on every single one. And
Really?
and it's best talent you've
Yeah,
ever
it's
heard.
where all the producers and distributors
Yeah.
and manufacturers for records and stuff hang out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where you want to make your contacts. And
Yeah.
did you get any contacts?
I only was there for 2 days, really. So but I did make contacts with and we still kind of talk. I wished her a Merry Christmas. The girl that let me play on stage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was it an open stage, or were you just an invitee? At
so it was like a songwriter's I forget, like a songwriter showcase
Okay,
or something
yeah,
like that. And my dad just walked up to the lady, and like he just always does it, gets things done.
Salesman.
Yeah. He's an
Oh,
excellent
good for him.
salesman.
You need that. You need that.
Yeah. And he just walked up to her and said, "Hey, my son's a songwriter," and she's like, "Well, let's get him on stage." And then
Love it when other artists, pull together. And
no, the
let-
Southern
give you a chance to-
hospitality
yeah,
too.
yeah.
She was like exactly how you picture it. Yeah.
Is what you perform there.
I performed that Now or Never
Now or
song.
Never?
Yeah.
Got it queued up and ready to go? Because you've mentioned it 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it? It's on there on the library, I believe, if you just want to play it.
Yeah, we can.
I wasn't prepared.
I wasn't really
okay.
prepared to play it, but
Well, we can do that.
yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
It's
It's not really Christmassy, but yeah, it was basically, so I wrote it to as soon as my dad told me I was going to Nashville, and so you'll kind of hear that in the message, in the song.
okay, so this is Now or Never by Brian Criss, not performed in Nashville. Where did you record this?
I recorded it with him.
It was at my
With
studio.
Chris?
Yeah.
his
Okay.
studio. Yeah,
Oh, you've got a studio.
Yeah, right here in Kitchener. So.
yeah.
We'll have to talk about that. Let's listen to
for
the
sure.
music first, Now or Never,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk to Chris Collins about his studio here in Kitchener.
I'm off to the big city, heading for the bright lights. I ain't looking back for the rest of my life. It's an unknown road, an uphill climb. This is my life, and I'm making it mine. 'Cause it's now or never. I'm going all in. Up to the gods, if I'm destined to win. So here I go, as fast as I can, with wild dreams and bigger plans. Taking everything I've learned so far, singing from the heart, and my 5-string guitar. 'Cause it's now or never. I'm going all in, up to the gods, if I'm destined to win. Swinging at giants, diving in with the sharks, walking the high, I ain't scared of the dark. 'Cause it's now or never. I'm going all in, up to the gods, if I'm destined to win. 'Cause it's now or never. I'm going all in, up to the gods, if I'm destined to win. 'Cause it's now or never.
Pretty impressive. And while we were listening to that, Chris, you said that's you.
Yeah, that was actually me on the vocals.
Yeah. So I did a version of it, but I'm not the greatest at guitar, and I kept missing the chord and everything. And then so he loved it so much that he did it for free. And
Yeah, I went and
yeah,
I
yeah.
made him a. This was actually like the demo of it. I
Yeah.
think we should like do an official version of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this was the demo I sent to him of like, this is
Okay.
what the song could sound like, maybe as a rock song or
pretty
whatever.
rich, actually. It's got all the subtlety of background and drums and all
Right,
the
like,
accompaniment. So
It's a full thing. I think
Yeah.
we could do another version soon though. That was like even better than that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe get some harmonies with Brian in it too and stuff like that. You know?
yeah. So I'm going to have to adjust our library because I've just credited Brian on this one. But if you're the performer,
Well, we'll see.
you can get your name in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So studio. Tell me about the Chris Collins studio in Kitchener.
Yeah, so I mean, I built this studio when I got back from college. I went to London for a couple of years, Fanshawe College, got my degree for 2 years,
Okay.
MIA. And then
What's MIA? Missing
it's
an
music industry arts.
Oh, okay.
And so you learn everything from producing to artist management to literally every facet of the music industry.
Except the music itself.
They teach you a little bit of that too,
Yeah.
some theory and stuff too,
Okay.
in those courses. But yeah, so I went there and I got that degree. I came back to Kitchener and what was it, 2014? I built the studio. in my house.
Right.
And then I started having people come through. I mean, nobody came at start.
Yeah, of course not. No, you got to get your name
I
out
got
there.
a lucky break with like a voiceover gig with a huge studio where I like piped the audio down to Montreal or something for them to record live.
Really?
Yeah, so that was my first gig, and then I started getting rappers locally and stuff like that.
Excellent.
And then I ran it that way as like an open studio for about 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of shut it down because it was just getting to be too much that way.
Well,
And
so-
I went kind of private. Now I work with
Okay.
a few private clients like Brian, Chris, and a few others. I have a couple rappers that I have on my
Okay.
little roster now, and we work very privately together. And we've been just doing business ever since like that.
Okay, cool. There's
But yeah,
one-
so if you're lucky enough to, get to meet me and become a part of the team, you get to work with me too, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But we don't operate like a day-to-day, just open studio anymore where you can just walk through type
Okay,
thing, right?
yeah, that's too bad, yeah.
Well,
But,
maybe we will have one again
well,
someday,
there's lots
downtown
of-
or something, a
yeah.
big facility or something with many engineers and everything going, you know?
Lots
That's
of
the
small
hope.
studios
Sky's
in
the
the area, though. There's Red Dog Studio, there's the Hefner Studio at the library. I don't
Yeah.
know that's
I
particularly
heard
well set
about
up.
that one
Yeah.
actually. It was put on by
Yeah.
the city of Kitchener maybe or something.
Yeah, Kitchener Library. It's pretty
Right.
impressive, you know. It's got a recording studio, a recording
I'll have to
booth
go
like
check
this,
it out
yeah.
now. It's been a few
And
years since I heard about
A
that.
whole music room. So,
Okay.
you know, go nuts.
Nice. All right.
Okay, Brian, you have other things on your record as well.
Yes.
So tell me how these things come to be. I mean, you spent 15 minutes
Yeah.
writing It's Christmas Time.
Yeah.
Is it always like that? Are you like a 15-minute...
For the most part, kind of like when
Really?
when you get the idea, usually I get the hook first
Uh-huh.
and just write it down. The big thing is putting pen to paper, and just write it down and then just start going and find it just falls into place. And then I have a lot of times I have dreams of the hooks.
Right.
Like I'll be sleeping, I'll have a dream of the hook, and it'll like speak to me, and then I'll have to wake up,
You
write the
have
hook
muse.
down.
All right.
Yeah, write the hook down, and then come back to it right in the morning, right away, and just
And
finish
you
it.
have to write it down
Yeah.
because otherwise it's gone, right?
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, I'll forget it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and yeah, like that Now or Never one came to me in a dream. Yeah,
That's wonderful because I hear people, you know, agonizing over, you know, getting the lyrics just right. Somebody had Dave LaCalamita in from Loontown a couple of weeks back,
Yeah.
and he said that, you know, you can get the 80% down, no problem at all. That last 20% is agonizing and takes forever. And so because he's in a group of 4, he can hand it off to one of the other Loontown members, and they'll see that last 20% and, you know, just rush through that and be able to finish it off.
yeah. No, I would definitely agree with that. Like, I do like fine tune things over, but
Okay.
yeah. And then like I ask other people if that's the right lyric. Yeah.
That's what your producer's for, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and even, you know, I'll produce the songs for him, like just like we did for the last EP there, and he'll send it out to 5 or 6 people and get their opinions on how my production went, you know, and just see how I'm doing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's good for me too,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
make sure we have like the most solid thing by the end of it all every
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah, everybody gets them in. They don't want to jinx you here or anything, but are you afraid of drying up at some point where that doesn't happen anymore?
I just have fun with it. I've written a lot. I've written a lot, and I have them in a bunch of different albums. I'm ready to go, but I finally found my producer. So
Okay.
yeah, things are. And I'm
So you
now
have
here.
things in the pipe that
Yeah,
haven't been produced?
yeah, oh yeah,
and
lots,
that-
lots,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Looking forward to that then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's shown me secret libraries
Yeah.
in places of, I don't know, man, millions of words.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Really?
You know, yeah, I was
Yeah.
shocked.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
Yeah,
Well, let us know as soon as you've got something else produced.
yeah.
I'm
No,
sure.
yeah. Well,
Stick it on the air.
yeah.
And then if you've got another EP or album coming out, you know, come back into the studio and we'll do it all over again.
Okay. Sounds great. Thanks.
excellent.
Yeah.
Got something else lined up?
Yeah, just let me make sure this is in tune real quick before we go to this wild track. Hold on. Yeah, I think we should be good, bro.
All right.
Ready?
All right. This one's called "Santa's on His Way," and I just want to give a quick. Can I give a quick backstory to it?
Yeah, please do.
So snow was falling, first day, and first day of snow, and I was like to my oldest one, my oldest son, I was like, Santa's on his way. He's like, doesn't he come Christmas Day? And then you'll hear that's the chorus, and yeah. All right, yeah.
All right, let's go for
Okay,
it, bro.
all right. Snow is season of giving. Countdown is on for the big day. Stand up, everybody, shout and say, Santa's on his way. He's coming Christmas Day. Can you hear the bells? See the reindeer? Christmas time has finally appeared. Toys and presents, smiles and hugs. Everyone's happy, all because Santa's on his way. He's coming Christmas Day. So make your list and spread lots of cheer. Everyone knows Saint Nick is near. Santa's on his way. He's coming Christmas Day. Santa's on his way. Santa's on his way.
Another one. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I just can't imagine that the lyrics and the music and all just comes out of you in 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's just, I think a lot of, like, and then I do have ones where I stay with it for a long time, but,
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's quick. And,
Are you just a studio performer, or do you do live performances as well?
I've really only done some open mics, and then that time in Nashville.
Okay, yeah.
I used to go to the Boathouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that comes back soon.
Yeah, no, I love the Boathouse.
Yeah.
That was a great place. And I definitely want to get more into the live scene now that I have a guitarist too, because like I couldn't.
I think we got some things coming up.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
plan some things coming in 2023 here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big year.
Let us know. We'll
Yeah.
stick it on a PSA and
Yeah.
let folks know where you're performing.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an agent or something that you can go to get you
That's the
bookings?
thing.
Not yet.
That's part of it, is that I have no connections to music. Like, I played football at University of Waterloo.
Mhm.
And I was the quarterback there, and so I have connections through football. But
Yeah,
when I made-
you're not
no.
going to get singing gigs through football coaches.
No, yeah, not really, yeah. So when I made the transition to music, it just, I have all these ideas, but no connections. So I'm grateful to be here and start. And I want to start locally, and that's how you start, right? And you
Exactly.
just-
Exactly. Got to get your name out there. Got
Yeah.
to get your music out there so people want to hear more of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll stick all your contact information in our show notes, which you can get at radiowaterloo.ca/ccc. We'll have that up probably in a couple of days after the transmission here, and then anybody wants to get a hold of you can look you up and contact you directly for future gigs. It's
Awesome.
what,
Thanks,
4 days till Christmas, 5 days till Christmas.
Yeah.
So if you want to get Brian Chris performing for you before Christmas time, get him soon before he's all
Yeah.
all booked up.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Chris? Are you performing anywhere else?
I performed a couple of years back. I have my own set list of just stuff that I've written too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't recorded any of it. I've just been focusing on helping other people for the last 9 years. But I think I'm going to start.
So
doing
you as a
some of my
studio
own
haven't
stuff.
recorded yourself yet?
Right. I've kind of done some demos and stuff like that, but never of my own music that I wrote.
Well, that was the first thing that he said when I came into his studio, was he just like, I want to make other people's dreams come true. Like, that's how nice and giving he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Well,
yeah.
You've done that at least once here, so.
Yeah.
Hey, we do it many times. We're going to do it many times more. That's
Excellent. Who are some of your other artists that you're...
I have a rapper right now in Kitchener named Lil White Live that I'm working with.
I think we've got some of his music in the library too.
We're working on a second album right now. He released his first one just past this June. I think the 26th or something, yeah. And so, he's working on a second album right now. It's pretty edgy. There's some edgy stuff in there.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, rap tends to be like that.
Yeah, so I
Hip-hop.
have him, and he has this kind of alter ego, Righteous, who's like a feature artist, and he also has his own stuff that we're working on. I was actually shooting a music video for him yesterday out in the sno. So,
Cool.
yeah, so
Cool.
got all kinds of little things on the go on the side.
Send music our way, and we'll
For
be
sure.
glad to put it all on the air. I've got a feature show for hip hop called Street Hop. DJ Carmelo.
Right, that's the one that's the longest running one ever.
That's right. Well, the longest one in the Kitchener area, anyway.
Okay.
So DJ Carmelo's been on the air for close to 20 years at this point.
Okay.
So if you want to
We got to meet.
get
That's
contacts, he's the guy to get you in touch with other producers, other artists.
Sweet.
And probably want to feature some of your musicians on the air as well, because he'll do that.
I mean, we can work something out with them.
Yeah, community radio is good for that. Community radio is meant to get people from the community out on the airwaves and, broadcast that to the community. Yeah.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Exactly. Have you been approached by anybody else for things like radio?
Well, not really. No. I haven't really tried too hard to. I just kind of, I just play for my kids and and my wife and
Probably your most critical audience.
Yeah. No, they start if they start dancing, then I know I got something that's
It's feeling the
working.
airwaves.
Yeah.
There's some energy in the room.
Yeah. So that's when if they're not dancing, then I know I gotta toss that one aside. Yeah. So
we're doing mostly Christmas music here, but you've got a few other things that are on the album, like the EP. So we just did Now or Never.
yeah.
Actually, I don't see anything else that you've provided us with. I saw some stuff on one of the streaming sites.
Okay.
And you said, "Don't use that."
Yeah, that was
What was it?
It was kind of older. That was when I first was like, I'm just gonna go for it and just.
And you put it on there.
Yeah, put it on there.
Would have gladly aired it.
Yeah,
but You warned me
no,
off. So.
No, there were. Yeah, I liked them lyrically. I just didn't quite hit the notes. And
Well, rework them and
Yeah, absolutely.
get Chris to help out and make a
I got
proper
to hear whatever
production
this
here.
is he's talking about.
Yeah.
Chris, we'll have it on the show notes, so
Yeah.
check it out there. We'll have a link to Brian's Bandcamp site.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something else you've got there? You've got I've got a sheets of paper here.
This is,
So just want to make sure we get it all in because we've only got the hour here. So
Yeah.
we're halfway through. So
Yeah. So
we
this
kind of
one.
has some fun ones, right? To start, this one's a little more of a heartfelt one now.
Yeah.
Heartfelt in what way?
Well, so I was just, again, I guess I get a lot from my kids. I was watching them decorate the tree and it's called Something About Christmas. And it was just kind of magical how they just were putting the tree, putting the decorations on the tree. And I just felt the spirit of Christmas, even though I was, at the time, I didn't have much work. I didn't have much money. I didn't have a car even. So it was kind of tough, but this was the most I ever felt the Christmas spirit. And
Kids will do that to you.
Yeah. So this is that with this song. I tried to bring that energy.
What's it called?
It's called Something About Christmas.
Something About Christmas.
Yeah.
By Brian Chris Collins accompanying on guitar.
Something about Christmas, there's a magic in the air. Something about Christmas, nothing can compare. You can have $1 million, you can have a diamond ring, the voice of an angel, but that don't mean a thing. It comes from the heart, that's the place it has to start. That spirit in your soul that makes you feel whole. There's something about Christmas, there's a magic in the air. There's something about Christmas, nothing can compare. Doesn't matter the car you drive, whether you're 3 or 95. Doesn't matter what you got or all the stuff that you bought. All that matters is that you believe. Give more than you receive. Just strive to inspire. Watch it spread like wildfire. Something about Christmas, there's a magic in the air. Something about Christmas, nothing can compare. There's something about Christmas. Something about Christmas. There's something about Christmas.
Brian Chris and Chris Collins in studio, live on the air on CKMS Community Connections. Where'd you get your musical training, Brian?
I have none. Yeah.
That's what none sounds like right there. See?
None sounds pretty good.
Yeah. No, I just.
I have none also,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't want to hear me sing.
No, I just. Well, it all started with my wife. I had a song that I wanted to sing to her to kind of win her over, and wrote the lyrics to it, and yeah, she was the muse, I guess.
The muse, the catalyst, the one that got you going.
Yeah, she got it all started, and yeah,
excellent.
Yeah.
Seems to have worked.
Yeah, thanks.
You've got several songs on our library at this point.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about you, Chris? Got any musician background, or just the industrial art stuff?
Took 4 years of guitar lessons when I was 12, 13,
Yeah,
somewhere
okay.
around there. And then when I was in high school, I took a couple of keyboard classes, which are like just basic theory type stuff. And then when I went to MIA, they have a full-on theory course for rock music inside of there. So that was quite extensive. That's where I learned most of the stuff from a guy named, I think his last name was Duncan. But yeah, he's quite something, amazing person, man. And he taught like all kinds of theory things that most people never hear about.
And was it right? Did it help you?
It definitely helped my career along, like the way I write music and help people produce. So yeah, it's definitely useful. I think everybody should have it.
Yeah, and you've got your own compositions then too.
Yeah, like
songs,
I've probably got, I'd say like probably close to an album worth of songs.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably 2 or 3
Get
like
them
single
recorded.
type. Yeah, I got to get them recorded. That's it.
So Brian, what's your musical collection like? What have you got in the way of albums, CDs, musical instruments even? You play anything at all? You
I play guitar. Yeah, not well, but I
He
just
has a
like
beautiful
guitar.
Gibson guitar.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want it, but it's the wrong way for me.
Yeah, he's lefty. Yeah. But no, I actually have quite a few guitars that I just picked up from friends, and so I have like 4 or 5. But and then I have a keyboard, I don't really play it, but I know a couple chords, and sometimes you get inspiration from that. And then the big band I listen to right now is Glorious Sons, they're in town actually tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw them before they were famous in Toronto at Music Week. Yeah.
Yeah, they're my favorite. They're my favorite band by far.
They're from Toronto?
No, they're from Kingston.
From Kingston.
Yeah, they were. I believe they were headlining for the first time ever when I saw them, ahead of like classified hip hop or something at Music Week. Yeah.
So we need to get some of their music into the library as well. There's an overwhelming amount of Canadian talent. You know, you're a shining example right in front of me here. But and I've got guests lined up from probably now till May. I could probably do a show every week and have somebody new in and not have to repeat myself, at all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I think with the internet, it has really helped people.
Connect and get together to
well,
do things.
And not just that, learn how to play. Like it used to be kind of this mysterious thing and then now I can go on YouTube and learn a couple chords and.
Right.
Yeah. And
somebody will show you note by note how to play.
Yeah, note to note, and you can rewind it. You can,
True. Exactly.
Yeah.
So is that putting music teachers out of business?
I don't know, because somebody has to create that content, I suppose, right? Like the guy that's
and I still say
teaching.
live is best. Like I still say live is always.
Getting somebody to be able to correct you when you're making mistakes.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than learning something wrong.
Yeah.
Because I remember being taught recorder, little flute in grade 6. And we were going to have this Christmas concert, and so I spent all this time practicing. and I was practicing the wrong stuff. You know,
Oh,
and so when we actually got to the concert, what I was playing was just completely out of kilter with everybody else.
Perfect, though, right? Like,
I-
practice it right up.
No, but
I could still play that. I could still play it wrong.
Yeah. No, because that's what my old the guy that runs Wild Hawks. Oh, what's his name? Wild Hawk basketball. I can't remember, but he always said practice makes permanent. It doesn't
Yes.
make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, and you have to
Right.
change that. Yeah.
So having
make
somebody-
sure having a mentor. That's actually one of my books is like having a mentor that believes in you and trusts your vision and guides you the right way can go a long way. So that's kind of my next step is looking for a mentorship and
Get somebody to
Yeah.
to bring you up to that level where you know,
to that next level of
Right.
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
How about you, Chris? What's
My
in
musical,
your musical library?
Oh man!
Yeah.
So I have this weird thing with my studio where it's like a drop off for people. I got 2 violins and an acoustic guitar like 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. So I have.
You play violin?
I've never played a violin. I've tried. I mean, I want to learn and everything, but
Okay.
I mean,
There's this
yeah,
thing
maybe
called-
one day now that I have 2
called
of them sitting
YouTube,
there,
you know,
right?
it's,
Yeah, maybe
yeah.
a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I've got because I'm a producer. I collect instruments, weird stuff, everything from like. I went and got a little xylophone from the beach with a little hammer thing that you hit and
Okay,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like just weird stuff like that. Just anything I can find
Well,
that
he has-
sounds great.
He has
Right?
a special award that he wants to win. He can tell
Yeah,
story.
the SoCan Award.
Oh,
You sell the most units, you get onto a short list, maybe to
Oh,
win the
okay.
SoCan Award, and the trophy
okay.
is made by Sabian, and it's little tiny cymbals that you could actually play.
Ah,
And if I ever win one of those, I'm gonna put it in a song for sure. It's going on record.
Yeah,
It's
oh.
going down.
we're SoCan licensed, so you know if
I
they're
mean-
listening and they audit us, you'll get your stuff right in their.
Yeah, if I
records
could
there.
win one thing ever, it's that trophy,
Yeah,
just so I can
yeah.
play it.
It's always nice to have a recording studio that has some instruments there, because you know if you need
Yeah, it's
something
all
to
about
fill
inspiration, right?
Yeah.
And I collect just things to look at. So like lava lamp is like the most basic version of that, but I also have like an hourglass and a floating moon that levitates in the midair and stuff like that. That just brings inspiration while you're staring at it, you know?
Okay.
And
yeah.
crazy LED lights that flash and stuff
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the room,
yeah.
like a mood set, right?
Right.
So when you need to get creative and do something new, you can just stare off and find something to do that with. You know?
Right. And
Yeah,
then-
it's a crazy place.
okay. Yeah. Cool. What do you use for inspiration? I mean, aside from stuff coming to you spontaneously when you're sleeping,
Yeah.
what what do you use for inspiration, Brian?
Yeah. I mean, I listen to lots of like, especially now that I'm trying to become like an indie artist. Well, not an indie artist, but like.
Yeah, or be an indie artist.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself
Okay.
tied to the strings of some
Yeah.
production company, because
Yeah.
you know you don't have the flexibility to do what you want. They'll dictate how you have to do your performing and
Yeah.
your writing. So
Yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of them, and just I get inspiration from anything really. Like it's hard to describe that. So I'll have
Yeah.
a stranger on a bus like. Gives you the best advice sometimes than a friend of 20 years. You know what I mean? And then, like it's
and then there's your kids, of course.
yeah,
you
the
know.
kids of
Yeah.
number one for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
How are we doing? You have.
I think we have one more.
Yeah.
You have
piece
one more?
for-
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
this one-
let's hang off on that for just a
Okay.
bit then, because you know we've got another 20 minutes here. So,
Okay.
want to ask you about the books then.
Oh, we were gonna hear the punk rock one.
We'll
That
get
song.
there.
Too, right?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, I'm interested in these books too
Yeah.
because I didn't know that this was like a thing with Brian
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brian has I've got 3 books here in the studio. This is Play Your Way, a bunch of guitars on the front cover there, written by Brian Criss and illustrated by Brittany Barr.
Yeah.
Brittany is
Yeah.
your,
Yeah. Significant other.
Your
yeah.
boss?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and what have you got in here? So what's this one about, Brian?
Yeah. So this one is so the guitar kind of changed my life, like it, and so I want to get kids to play it, and so it's about basically how you can play. It's a rhyming book, and you can play kind of your own way. So this one's like, I like to play fast. You should try it. It's such a blast. I like to play slow, listen closely, and go with the flow. And then they all have kind of things. And then And then the ending message is like,
I think I'm gonna buy your book.
thanks.
I think my kids would love that book. Dude.
Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah. And then it's like, as you see, there are many ways to play your sound. Play the ways that make your own heart pound. Do not stop playing for as long as you shall live, for the song that lies in you is in you to give. Now that you are finished with this book, remember the knowledge that you took. There's only one thing left for you to do. Always be yourself, be true, be you. And it's just be yourself. Like it's hard out there, but you gotta, yeah. And I mean, it's a similar message that a lot of people give out, but it really resonates with me. And then this one is The Broken String. This was the first one that I ever wrote, and it was about this guitar named Fender, and I had a Fender guitar at the time, and I kept breaking the string, and the high E string.
That's why you're a 5-string guitar player today, right?
Yeah.
And so the illustration here is of Fender with a broken string coming out of, I guess the neck is at the top of the head here. But
Yeah. And
poor Fender. I feel sorry for Fender already.
Yeah. And so he has big dreams to win the talent show at school, and he's all excited, and everyone thinks he's going to win, and then he breaks a string, and this causes him to have doubt in his abilities. It's kind of like, when you're about 10, you start to get self-conscious, and you start to get like, stop believing in yourself, stop believing in your dreams kind of thing, and so he gives up on the dream, and then he meets this older guitar that becomes his name Bender. Fender Bender. It's kind of and it's a rhyming book as well. I rhyme a lot. And then Bender is his mentor, the one that I was talking about earlier, who shows him that, hey, I have a broken string too, but I can still play. And he plays the best song that Fender has ever heard. And Fender has this new idea in his head that maybe my string was meant to be broken so that I can play the best song possible. And so he decides that he will enter the show, the contest, and then he wins the contest, and it's kind of the story.
Sounds great. Gonna have to get you to read these for a recording, and then you can put those on the air.
That would be awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Sounds very realistic having a broken guitar. We had Woody Woodburn in the studio a few months back.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he was in there and playing away, and poing, one of the strings broke. Didn't phase him at all. He managed to deal with that just perfectly, and couldn't. Aside from being able to see it on the video, you wouldn't know it was a broken string there at all.
Yeah,
just amazing talent there.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what happened. Was I was playing it, kept breaking the string, and then I was like, screw it, I'm just not going to play with it. And it sounded, if not better.
And the 5-string guitar.
Yeah, so now I only play a 5-string guitar.
Yeah, he came to me with that Now or Never song, and actually one of the words in it is on my 5-string guitar. I was like, what do you mean 5-string guitar? So he told me about it. I was like, really? Yeah. And then he showed me both guitars he had only had 5 strings on them. He just stopped putting the 6th one on.
Oh. Yeah.
And that's how he plays now.
Which string is missing?
The high E.
High E?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything he's ever shown me. Yeah, it shapes his music a certain way, I think.
Yeah, and it kind of brings the register down a bit, I think, or one of the two.
Probably down a bit because you don't get the high notes any longer.
Yeah, so it kind of goes with my voice a little better, and
cool.
It was definitely a unique thing I've never seen before in music when he came. I was like, 5 strings. Okay.
Yeah. So the books are nice and slick. They're
made from M&T Printing. And local in town. And so we go to markets and sell them, and they've been a pretty big hit. We do decent.
Got to get more authors into the studio. You have to come back. You said how many books have you published now?
I've published those 3, but I have 12. Written, but she's a teacher, right? So she's busy, and she's
written at your wife.
She's the best teacher there is. So she does a lot of she doesn't have time to do the drawings yet, but maybe in the summer is when she got them all done.
And you need the illustrations to produce the book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now the nice thing about radio is that you don't really need the illustrations. So, hoping to encourage you to come back and
the spoken word versions.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah.
The Brian Chris Show. Stories for kids.
Yeah. No, I remember way back when I was in grade 2 or 3, and I had this guy come in, and he had this like skateboard that he came in with, and he told a story, and he was like this very eccentric, like cool guy, and he told the story, and I kind of always had this dream in the back of my head to go to schools and tell kids about this, and then these books just kind of came. Yeah, so it would be cool to be able to do that. Yeah.
Now, where did the inspiration for that come from? Is this?
Yeah. Well, so I had my first. That was when my first kid was born, and then right away I was like, I got to leave something for him. I definitely want him to have perseverance in his life, and believe in his dreams and go after what he really wants in life. And so that book was kind of my message to him. And
right. Oh, that's such a great legacy. Yeah. You want to read a bit from one of them?
You want me to read a bit?
I would like that.
Okay.
I would like that.
All right. Which one do you want?
Maybe.
This one's a little longer. It's like 5 minutes.
I think we have 5 minutes.
Okay. All right.
5 minutes, one song left, and then there's a recording that you want to play as well yet. Yeah. This is Brian Chris.
Okay. The Broken String.
The Broken String.
All right. All right. This is a story about a young guitar named Fender. He had a heart of gold and strings that were slender. He loved to play music from sunrise to sunset. The time he spent jamming he would never forget. He was the best guitarist in the 5th grade. Everyone was in awe of the sounds that he made. He had countless friends at his school. His classmates thought he was so cool. His teacher, Miss B, now announced that there'd be a talent show to end the year. She looked at him. "Who knows, you might win, my dear." Young Fender thought this was something he must pursue, shouting, "After all, this is what I'm meant to do." He dreamt every night of this glorious day when the whole world would listen to the song he would play. One day he was practicing with as much focus as he could, pressing his strings down into the wood, showing his classmates his new favorite song. Who could have predicted what was about to go wrong? He played so hard that he broke a string. He couldn't imagine the pain it would bring. He cried and let out a scream, hoping it was only a dream. Fender's mum drove him to urgent care, Fender telling himself, "This is so unfair." The doctors tried their best to save Fender's string, but the damage was done. He could no longer sing. When he got home, he was frustrated and quite sad. No one could help him, not even his dad. Fender screamed, "I'm never, ever going to play again." Just like that, he gave up on his dreams at the age of 10. No one wanted to be friends with Fender at his school. Because he couldn't play, he was treated like a fool. Instead of playing every night and every day, he would sit on the park bench in the saddest way. But then one day, an older guitar came and sat next to Fender. He said, "Nice to meet you. My name is Bender. Would you like to play a little song with me?" Fender said, "I can't play. Please leave me be." Bender looked and saw the broken string. He stated, "Look at me. I can still sing." Fender looked at Bender's broken string and listened to him play. Bender belted out, and Fender had no words to say. It was the best song young Fender had ever heard. It sounded like the singing of a magical bird. Fender pondered, "But you have a broken string. How can this be?" "Young one, it is this string that brings a song out of me." What a different perspective he hadn't thought of before. Perhaps his string had broken to allow him to soar. Fender's eyes lit up with what Bender had said. "I must play these songs that are in my head." Fender no longer had any doubt in his mind. His own unique voice he was determined to find. Fender went home and practiced every day, asking his new friend for advice on how to play. Fender was determined to play in the talent show at school. He wanted to prove that all of his strings were still cool. He took to the stage as nervous as can be, thinking to himself, "Perhaps I am not worthy." Just before he started to play, he heard the crowd laugh and say, "He has a broken string. There's no way he can make a song." Fender shouted, "He can, and he'll be rocking all night long." Fender played with all his heart and his soul, not accepting anything less than his goal. The crowd was stunned by what Fender could do, asking themselves, "No way, can this be true?" Fender finished and the crowd screamed his name. "Fender, Fender, you have rewritten the game. Never again will we judge someone on the quality of their strings, for it is what is inside someone that truly sings." Fender was awarded as the star of the show. He was so happy that his strings started to glow. Fender thanked Bender as the crowd threw roses at his feet. All were standing, even the principal was out of their seat. Fender hugged Bender and they stood there as two. Thank you for inspiring me. How can I repay you? Bender whispered in his ear and hugged him too. My dear friend, just remember to always be true. Bender then said, I must be on my way. There is just one thing left for me to say. Remember, young one, that in order to go to great lengths, we must allow our weakness to become our greatest strength. Fender smiled as his friend faded out of sight. He thought, my broken string made my dreams take flight. And that's it.
The Broken String by Brian Christ and illustrated by Brittany Barr.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Thanks.
Had me going there for a bit.
Yeah, no, you feel for the guy. Yeah.
Poor Fender there in the middle there. You know,
you kind of get,
Yeah. How old are your kids?
4 and 1. Yeah.
4 and 1. Oh, so they're not anywhere close to grade 5 and...
They don't quite grasp the concept, but they, my 4-year-old, when he was 2, we used to read it to him every night.
Oh,
he
really?
loved it. Yeah, he loves pointing at, like, finding Fender and,
Will they be musicians when they grow up?
The 18-month-old, he dances to music like crazy. And then the 4-year-old, he actually loves this Grinch version of It's Christmas Time.
Grinch version of It's Christmas Time.
Yeah. No, he loves Christmas Time too. He's in it in the recorded version.
Yeah.
And
that's really the one that we've got in the library has not just you but your kids and
Amanda
Whitney as well.
Amanda McDonald. Yeah,
Amanda McDonald.
That's her cousin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a vocalist. So yeah.
All right.
So the 4-year-old he'll sing when he wants to. He doesn't like you can't force him to do it, but
of course not.
But but when he sings, he's in.
Yeah, I can put you on the spot, but you can't put the kids on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to play It's Christmas Time by the Grinch, or do you want to do something before we do that?
Maybe play that one and then end with this one because it's a little more
with the special stuff at the end.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, that'll work. Sure.
Okay.
We can do that. So, what Brian and Chris started off the show with, it's Christmas time, but this time as performed by the Grinch?
Yeah, performed by the Grinch when he didn't like Christmas. And I imagine him in his cave, just playing it. And my dad and I actually wrote this one really quick. And then Chris brought the punk rock, like Blink-182 style feel to it. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. It's the worst time of year. It's Christmas time. I'm tired of all the cheer. Gingerbread is awful. Sleighs are hard to pull. Cups of cocoa tasting bad. Snowy days, they make me sad. Coal is in my stocking. Family isn't talking. Twinkling lights fading out. Hoarding's what it's all about. It's Christmas time. It's the worst time of year. It's Christmas time. I'm tired of all the cheer. Decorations cost too much. Santa's belly's about to bust. Carolers are out of tune. Snowballs melting far
Didn't hear the top before.
to a tree. Grandma doesn't like me. Rudolph is a misfit. Santa Claus is full of sugar. It's Christmas time. It's the worst time of the year. It's Christmas time. I'm tired of all the cheer. Snowman melting in the sun. Eggnog tasting just like gum. Children fighting all damn day. Wish this time would never stay. Everything's red and green. Why get colors so obscene? Sick of all these Christmas tunes. Wake me up when it's June. It's Christmas time. It's the worst time of the year. It's Christmas time. I'm tired of all the cheer. mistletoe, making devils in the snow. Christmas wreaths falling down, kids broke my crown. Mountain in the North Pole, Santa can't meet his goal. Elf's too short to reach the toys. Sorry to all you girls and boys. Christmas time, I'm tired of all the cheer. Christmas time is the worst time of the year. It's Christmas time, I'm tired of all the cheer. It's Christmas time.
The anti-Christmas song. It's Christmas Time by The Grinch.
Yeah.
It wasn't universally liked, was it? I heard you told me that there was some objection to the lyrics.
Oh, well, there was, like, because some of them, what was it? Because some of them just, there was a little bit,
Your son got upset because it...
No, his son.
No,
Oh,
it was
yours,
more my,
it was
yeah, it was my
Chris's
kids
son,
actually.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And they were just, they heard that it's like, it's the worst time of the year and all that stuff, and they're just like, they didn't know that it was a joke, right?
Yes,
They
yes.
were just like, why are you making this song, Dad? Like,
Parody
this
is
terrible.
parody is a subtle thing.
Yeah, they didn't understand why it was
Yeah.
happening.
And I think,
They're like, he doesn't really hate it, does he?
No, I think everybody kind of, at least, a minute in the day. Christmas is tough. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You got to go shop. You got to do all these things and meet all these people.
You're
and
expected to be cheerful. And
cheerful, yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
I think,
not always that way, I
yeah,
guess,
I
right?
think-
Yeah.
yeah, there's at least a minute where you're like, oh, man. Yeah, so hopefully this song resonates with that minute of time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did for me.
Yeah,
It did
nice,
for me.
nice.
Okay, we've got a couple of minutes left. You have one more thing that you want to play?
Yeah,
Yeah, so this song is it's called Special Stuff. Brian wrote it for your kids,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and it's going to be coming out for Christmas, actually, I believe.
So this is one we haven't got.
Yeah, I'm still in the
okay.
process of finishing the
Yeah.
mix and stuff for the official version.
Okay.
But we thought we'd kind of sneak peek it here
Yeah,
today for you
yeah,
all.
Yeah.
Let's go do that. Brian,
Yeah.
Chris, and Chris Collins live in the studio for CKMS Community Connections. My name is Bob Jonkman. CKMS Community Connections is sponsored by Radio Waterloo. Executive producer is Jennifer Strong. Contributing producer is Jeff Stager. Heard every Monday at 11 and Fridays at 3 p.m. Take us out, Chris and Brian.
Every time I look at you, I get a feeling I can't describe. Whenever I hear you sing, swear I can do anything. The walls come crashing down, sunshine's all I see. Sky's no longer the limit, heart's racing a mile a minute. 'Cause you got that special stuff, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, you got that special stuff, and I don't know what it is. There's a light in your eye, a spark in your touch. I gotta let you know I love it so much, 'cause you got that special stuff, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, you got that special stuff, and I don't know what it is. And don't you ever forget the magic in you, and let it rain on all that you do. Don't you ever forget the magic in you, and let it rain on all that you do. 'Cause you got special stuff, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, you got that special stuff.
Chris, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. This is CKMS FM 102.7 Radio Waterloo.